Hey everybody! Welcome back to another Story Circle session. I know that, oh, there goes my dog. I know that today's session looks super different again, right? I am not live on Zoom with you. You can't see everyone's faces. There's not nearly enough pizza to go around. It's a kooky day. My friends, I promise you, we're still going to have a blast today. For those of you who might not remember, yesterday was a super special holiday. I'm going to tell you a secret if you don't remember what it was. Ready? Come close. It was Earth Day. Wait a minute. I have to remember. If my friends were here, they would tell me to stop singing. Focus on the story. Okay. So sorry. Rewind. Yesterday was Earth Day. Sorry, I don't say again. My friends, we've been talking all month about being kind to the earth, planting seeds of kindness, ways that we can be kind to our environment. Today's story is similar. My friends, in Story Circle, we're always searching for new ways to be kind to the people around us. What if we were kind to the earth the same way we were kind to the people and the friends in our lives? I know, crazy idea. But in our story today called Old Rock is Not Boring by Deb Piluti, we're going to see that the earth is a magnificent place filled with history and stories and power. What if we cherished the earth? We were kind to the earth the same way that we were kind to our parents, our siblings, our friends at Story Circle, a friend at the park, a person at the bus stop, someone at the store. So many different people to be kind to. And the earth has so many different ways that you can treat it kindly too. My friends, as we read our story, of course, there will always be activity stars. As we discover the activity stars, we're going to stop and do an art activity. I know, I am just going crazy today. It's a fun Friday, so join me for this ride. My friends, for our art project today, all you need are the following materials. Ready? I've got a coloring sheet that looks like this. If you didn't print this out today, don't worry about it. A plain piece of paper is perfect, okay? We'll also be using something to color with. It could be markers, crayons, colored pencils. You can use paint. We just have to make sure it dries as we go because we don't want to mess anything up. Finally, all you need is a rock just like the one I have. If you don't have a rock, a pebble works great. If you can't find a pebble, grab a leaf, grab a twig, grab something that makes you think of nature. Okay? My friends, as we're reading and as we're creating art, if you're not ready to continue reading, if you'd like to wait and still draw a part of your picture or think of a fun part of your story that you'd like to add, all you have to do is pause this video. And I promise you, whenever you're ready, I'll be here to keep reading, keep creating, and keep having fun. Super easy. If you've got those materials close by, your listening ears turned all the way up, then you're ready for our adventure. I can't wait. Okie dokie, my friends, let's get started. This story is called Old Rock is Not Boring by Deb Piluti. Old Rock had been sitting in the same spot at the edge of a clearing in the middle of a pine forest for as long as anyone could remember. And even before that, quite a long time. Being a rock seems awfully boring, said Tall Pine. You sit in the same spot day after day, said Spotted Beetle. It's a very nice spot, said Old Rock. Don't you want to go anywhere? Asked Hummingbird. I've flown all over the world and sipped the nectar of exotic flowers. I would surely be bored if I could not fly. I would love to fly too. Well, I flew once, said Old Rock. Gosh, said Tall Pine. How? Asked Spotted Beetle. Rocks don't fly, said Hummingbird. Old Rock told them about the time in the beginning when darkness was all around. Oh, look, you can't even see the shape of Old Rock. All you can see are their two eyeballs. Then I erupted out of a volcano and soared through a fiery sky into the bright light of a new world. Take a look, my friends. This volcano said, and Old Rock said, and this activity starts. Oh. My friends, without you here to raise your hands, I can't even see if there's an activity. I get so lost. Okay, it's our first activity star. Let's get started. My friends, it's time for us to do step 1 of our art activity. Okay, my friends, so I've got my rock right here. I have my art coloring sheet. If you don't have this printed out, that's okay. I'm going to show you what you can do first, okay? So, let's imagine this is your white piece of paper. All I want you to do is take something to color with. So I've got a purple crayon here. I want you to draw a circle in the middle of your paper, just like this. And then I want you to draw one line going right down the middle of your paper, just like that. Then I want you to draw 2 more lines. 2 diagonal lines, just like this, 1 and 2. So just like that, you've got your circle in the middle, and you've got 1 spot, 2 spots, 3 spots for your art to tell the story of your rock, just like we're hearing the story of Old Rock in our book, okay? So now that we all have the same paper, what I want you to do is take your rock that you've brought in from outside and put it right in the middle of your paper. At this point in the story, we've just discovered where rock came from. Rock in our story used to live inside of a volcano, and then one day, the volcano erupted and rock flew through the sky. But that's the story of the rock in our book. Where do you think the rock that you found came from? If I'm looking at my rock, I'm seeing lots of different little scrapes and dots and colors and pieces of other rock inside. It's so special. So I think my rock came from the side of a beautiful mountain, a beautiful cliff. here in California. So that's what I'll draw right now. I've got my black crayon here. I'm going to use black to draw a cliff, but again, that's the story of my rock. What's the story of yours? Draw where you think your rock came from at the top of your paper. So I'll draw a nice tall cliffside here, and I'll draw a few rocks just breaking off, falling down, and I think that's where my rock comes from. I'll draw some tall pine trees here, because maybe it was from a forest, and then someone picked up the rock from the forest and brought it home to my apartment for me to discover and share with all of you. But again, my friends, this is my rock. This is the story of where I think my rock came from. Where does yours come from? Add it to the top right here. I can't wait to see what special stories you create for your rocks. See you soon. Again, my friends, I can't wait to see where your rocks came from. Let's see what Old Rock did next after they shot out of a volcano. So it was just the one time, said Hummingbird. And now you're sitting here, said Tall Pine. Being bored, said Spotted Beetle. Well, I'm not bored, said Old Rock. Don't you want to see more? Asked Spotted Beetle. If I climb to the tip-top branch of Tall Pine, I might see a deer mouse nibbling on its seeds in a nearby tree, or watch ships sailing across the big lake. Old Rock said, well, I've seen a lot. Old Rock told them about the time a group of friendly dinosaurs lumbered by, munching every leaf in sight. Ooh, look at them go. Then, many years later, a not-so-friendly dinosaur came looking for a meal. Dinosaur? No, I haven't seen her. Thanks, said the hiding dinosaur. Time passed, things changed, and the world chilled. Goodness, look at all that snow. Ooh, let's get Old Rock a jacket, quick. Which wasn't too bad, because Old Rock took a ride in a glacier and toured the land. Look at Old Rock go. Wow, and there's some old dinosaur fossils and an activity star. And my friends, there's another activity star. I'm gonna have to get used to this. Okay, my friends, it's time for us to do part 2 of our art activity. See you there. Alrighty, my friends, so we've just discovered that Rock in our story was frozen in an ice glacier, and then that glacier cracked and melted, and so Rock was able to travel all the way to the forest. But how did your rock get to your backyard? I have a feeling that a pizza delivery guy was going for a hike in this forest, saw this rock, and picked it up and brought it to my apartment complex. So that's what I'm going to draw now. I'm going to draw my rock first. My rock has some blues and some grays. So I'll draw my rock down here at the base of my picture first, because that's our main character, right? This is the story of our rock. There we go. There's my rock. I'll put it right alongside a trail in the woods.
Awesome. And then I'm going to draw a pizza delivery person because I am almost confident that that's who brought this rock to my home. All good things come from pizza. So I'll draw their shoes. I'll draw some hiking jeans. And maybe their hiking coat. This is tricky to draw upside down. There we go. Maybe they're holding a pizza while they hike. There's our box of pizza. Maybe they'll have a purple pizza hat on, to match their purple shirt. And they'll see the rock down below and they'll think, oh my goodness, what a beautiful rock on this hike of mine through the woods. I'll draw more pine trees in the background here. But again, my friends, this is the story of how my rock came to my neighborhood. What's the story of how your rock came to the neighborhood? Do you think another pizza delivery person was hiking and found the rock and thought you would like it near your home? Do you think maybe a rodent brought it by? Do you think maybe a construction worker left it on accident? Did a pterodactyl come and drop it in your backyard and it's been sitting there for thousands and thousands and thousands of years for you to discover? It's up to you, my friends. Draw the ways that you think your rock came to your neighborhood in this corner here. I can't wait to see what new chapter you can write for your special new rock. See you soon.
Alrighty. At this point, you should have written where your rock came from and how they got to where you could find them. If you haven't finished right now, no worries. Pause this video and take your time. I love seeing the special things that you can create, and I want to make sure you put every last detail into the picture before continuing. Once the glacier melted, it left me perched at the top of a ridge, and I could see the place where the sky touches the earth. Oh, what a beautiful view. How special. Why, you have seen a lot, said Spotted Beetle. How unusual, said Hummingbird. Yes, but that was ages ago, said Tall Pine. Aren't you bored now? Don't you want to move? My limbs flutter gently in a breeze and dance wildly when the wind blows. Hey, said Spotted Beetle. Well, I've never danced, but I'm pretty good at doing somersaults, said Old Rock. Old Rock revealed that after teetering on the ridge for a while, the ground rumbled, and I tumbled, stumbled down into a valley. Grasses grew, mastodons roamed, and lakes formed. Shouldn't you be roaming and not sitting on my head, please, Mastodon? That would certainly give me a headache if a mastodon sat on my head. I never knew Rock had moves like that, said Tall Pine. I wish I could have seen those things, said Spotted Beetle. What happened next? asked Hummingbird. Well, a pine forest sprouted up around me. One day, a strong breeze shook a pine cone loose. From the pine cone, a seed fell onto the forest floor. I watched that seedling grow to be the tall pine who dances in the wind and keeps me company. Sometimes a spotted beetle wanders along to report all that he sees. And every so often, the loveliest hummingbird stops to rest after a long flight, and she describes the amazing places she's visited. It's a very nice spot, said Old Rock. Yes, it is, agreed Tall Pine. Very nice, said Spotted Beetle. Not boring at all, said Hummingbird. My friends, I'm feeling some sort of energy, like maybe you're seeing something special. Are you seeing the activity star? I could sense it. Didn't even have to see your hand that time. I'm a pro. My friends, with that activity star, it's time for the last step of our art project. See you there.
All right, my friends, so we have learned where our rock was formed, how our rock came to be in the place where we found it. Now, we've got to write how our rock is going to spend the rest of their days. In our story, as we just saw, Rock is so cozy in their forest. But what are you going to do with your rock? Will you keep them in your home as your own pet rock? Will you put them in a new spot for someone else to discover and create their own special stories for the rock? Will you maybe put it back where you found it so that this rock can be content? I know for me, I'll probably put this rock back in the yard of my apartment because I bet the pizza delivery person who dropped this by accident is certainly missing this rock. So I'm going to put my rock back where I found it. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I often do with nature. I try and leave it the way it was. So my rock was out back. I have some cement on the sidewalk. There's a bunch of grass, a little grassy area out back by my apartment. And then there's a planter box. So it goes like this. There's a little planter right here. And in that planter are lots of bushes that look like this, tall spiky bushes. There's lots of flowers, so I'll add some flowers here. And then there's a huge pile of river rock, just like the rock I found. And wouldn't you believe it, right at the tippy top is where I found my special new rock friend. So that's what I'm drawing right here, my special rock. And then all right here is my apartment complex. So I'll draw, it's a blue building with black and white windows. So I'll draw the windows of the apartment here. Fantastic. And then the building has blue stripes on the outside. So I'll draw blue stripes. And it goes all the way up. And that's my apartment, my friends. So I'm going to put that rock back. That's where my rock is going to go because I imagine it's become very good friends with all the other rocks in the pile where I found it. And I would hate to separate this rock from their friends. So I'm going to put them back. But what are you going to do? Are you going to keep them inside? Are you going to hide them for someone else to discover? Are you going to put them back where you found them? Do you think you'll take them and use them for an art project or a science project, or maybe keep them with you at all times? It's up to you. Draw what you think your rock is going to do for the rest of their days in this picture here. Again, I can't wait to see what you discover.
All right, my friends, take a look. My rock used to be a part of a cliff in a forest. Then a bit of the rock fell off the cliff and at the bottom of a forest path. A pizza delivery person saw the beauty of the rock and said, I want to hang out with you. So they picked the rock up and brought it with them on their pizza delivery journey. Then the pizza delivery person saw a huge pile of rocks at my apartment complex and left it there. I discovered the rock, decided to share its story with you, but now I'm gonna put that rock back because the pizza delivery person will probably want to see that rock again someday, and my rock has a lot of other rock friends to be with outside in my apartment's backyard. My friends, I can't wait to see all the special stories you've created for your special rock or flower or leaf or twig or whatever piece of nature you've decided to meet today. My friends, before we go, I want to remind you, in honor of Earth Day, I want you to keep walking around outside, looking out your windows, and thinking about all of the stories that you could learn just by loving and being kind to the earth. This rock is probably millions and billions of years old and has a really cool story to tell. We'll only get to hear those stories and see the beauty this rock has to share if we continue to be kind to the earth, the same way that we're kind to the friends and the people around us. My friends of Story Circle, I like you all just the way you are. I bet I beat you, Lucy. Have a great rest of your day. I can't wait to share photos and videos of the desert with you for those of you that asked. Again, send me those photos of the stories you created of your special nature item, whether it was a rock or a twig or a leaf or a flower. I can't wait to see them. I'll see you all on Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Just kidding. Bye!